In the history of Ghana, no name inspires as much debate and admiration as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He had bold dreams. To him, freedom meant factories, scientists, engineers, farmers, and skilled workers. In less than a decade, his government launched some of the most ambitious developmental projects Africa had ever seen. This video examines 5 of such projects that collapsed or were abandoned, and to understand what Ghana lost when visions are interrupted. Agriculture was the backbone of Ghana's economy at independence, but Kwame Nkrumah saw a major problem. Ghana exported cocoa, timber, and raw fruit crops, yet imported processed food. This kept the country dependent and poor. To solve this, Nkrumah established the State Farms Corporation, and the vision was very simple: have a large-scale mechanized farming with modern agricultural methods, and most importantly, a government-owned farms producing food and raw materials for industries. By the mid of 1960s, Ghana had over 100 state farms across the country, some of the notable ones being Paluga Tomato Factory, Mongatanga Meat Factories, and others. The vision was very simple. The farms were meant to reduce food imports, stabilize food prices, and supply raw materials, and obviously create more employment. Despite good intentions, the state farm faced poor management, unnecessary political interference, lack of trained agricultural experts since it was a new initiative. The new military government after 1966 viewed state farming as waste. The funding for the project was cut and some equipment sold. Within a few years, most of the farms were completely shut down, and today the impact is very clear. Ghana returned to small-scale farming, heavy food import. Today, Ghana still spends billions importing rice, poultry, and tomatoes products Nkrumah believed should be produced locally decades ago. The most misunderstood Kwame Nkrumah's project was his atomic energy program. Yes, Nkrumah wanted Ghana to develop nuclear technology. The vision was simple. Nkrumah understood science equals power, and technology determines global influence, and established the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission. The goal was to establish peaceful nuclear energy, not weapons. After the coup, the program was defunded and was politically isolated and reduced to a shadow of its potential. Many scientists left the country, and as of today, Ghana still struggles with energy shortages. Countries that started nuclear research after Ghana now operate nuclear plants, but thanks to the current administration, Ghana is actively pursuing its first nuclear plant, aiming to start construction by 2027 for power generation before 2035. It's unfortunate majority of Ghanaians don't know about this project. The Young Pioneers movement had a simple vision. It was to instill discipline, patriotism, designed to teach leadership, civic duty, and prepare the youth for national services. They studied Ghanaian history, African liberation movement, science and technology, physical training. This was a very good project because similar projects existed in China and other developed countries. But the project was quickly abolished because opponents accused the movement to be politically inappropriate, and it is just to increase the loyalty to Kwame Nkrumah instead of the state. In 1966, the movement was immediately banned, training centers were shut down, materials destroyed, and what happened next was even crazier. Ghana lost a structured youth civic educational system, which led to a weak civic responsibility and moral decay. These are problems Nkrumah believed youth education could address. One of Nkrumah's most ambitious social projects was the Workers' Brigade. This is not the ordinary brigade you are thinking about. At independence, Ghana faced high youth unemployment, thousands of school leavers with no jobs, and increase in rural-urban migration. Kwame Nkrumah, being a visionary leader, created the Workers' Brigade to help train young people in practical skills, provide employment, build national infrastructure. He had a long-term plan to help reduce unemployment in the country by creating jobs in construction, agricultural, road building, and housing projects. They were paid, trained, and housed. Nkrumah believed the youth are the backbone of the national development, but within a short period, the Workers' Brigade ceased to exist. This was as a result of the coup, and it has contributed to a long-term consequences we are facing today: high graduate unemployment, lack of vocational training, and a very weak national service structures that instantly fails the majority of the graduates after completion. The Workers' Brigade could have evolved into a modern national service scheme or program, but it was never given the chance. And finally, the state-owned industrial factories. Under Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana built over 50 state-owned factories, including textile factories, shoe factories, match factories, meat processing plants, aluminum and steel-related industries. And the vision was very simple as well: to create an industrialized country. Industrialization would have reduced imports, strengthened the city, and built technical expertise. But after 1966, factories were privatized deeply, some were shut down, and majority of them collapsed due to neglect. Ghana became heavily import-dependent again. Kwame Nkrumah was never perfect, but some projects suffered from poor execution and economic strain. The greatest failure was the interruption of this project. When Nkrumah fell, Ghana lost. Today, the lesson is very clear. Development requires patience, discipline, and protection of national vision beyond politics. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Kindly subscribe.